Welcome back, everybody. I'm Frank. He's John. Hey, John.
Hey Frank, finally some stakes to talk about in a pick five sequence. Love to see it.
Yes, we got four of them. Late pick five at Laurel Park starts in the fifth race Saturday and includes all four stakes, topped by the Frank Whiteley Stakes, which is a 6 furlong sprint, which is race eight. But a
Mhm.
lot of good stuff to talk about here. And why don't we dive right in, John? Give us an overview. We'll put up your ticket right now. Give us an overview of what we're looking at here.
So as you can see, I'm leaning on two horses in the Native Dancer Stakes. I got Film Star single to begin the sequence. As we go into, I think it's going to be pretty much a repeat of his win two starts back. I think the circumstances are very similar. Then we'll spread in races 6 and 7. In Brittany We Trust in race 8, going with one of her very promising sprinters as a single, and then spreading in the last leg. So as I've done before, pretty much all I have to do is be right two times, and we'll cash.
All right. Well, let's hope that we do here. And you can keep up with John's picks every day of live racing at Laurel Park and Pimlico on theracingbiz.com. He is our handicapper par excellence. His picks also appear on the Laurel simulcast feed. So if you're looking to see what John's up to, those are a couple places you can find them. Let us dive right in here. We're going to show some tape of your single in the fifth race. That is the number 5 horse, Film Star for Linda Rice. Jose Lascano going to be up.
Yes, him and the other favorite in this race, number 4, Speediness, both competed in the Bobman Fuso Stakes back on December 21st. And I have called Speediness kind of the hot stove of Maryland racing. People always touch the hot stove and they always get burned. People always think, today's going to be the day that Speediness goes gate to wire. It'll finally be the day. And it almost never is. His only win in his last 5 starts in Stakes Company came when he caught a very speed biased track in the John Campbell. In the Bobman Fuso, he set the fractions, fought hard against Film Star's late rally, but couldn't quite hold him off and lost by a head in that race. Filmstar got the job done. Filmstar only raced once since he was third in a stakes quality allowance race at Aqueduct in late January. He was scratched out of last Saturday's Excelsior to run here. Really, on paper, figures wise, the only two horses who really stand out are Speediness and Filmstar. Many of the other contenders have too little early speed, I think, to cut into a rally. Film Star has very good tactical speed. He tends to sit in second or third just off the pace. So what I think will happen is Speediness is going out to the front. He'll set a fairly early pace, but as he does, he'll inevitably stop. Film Star takes advantage and gets my pick 5 past the first leg.
Now, let me ask you this, because in the Manfuso, there really wasn't a dime's worth of difference between them. I think the margin was ahead. Uh, Yet you are approaching this with great confidence. You're just tossing speediness. I mean, I think a case could be made, use these two. One of them almost has to win. Why are you so confident that Filmstar gets it done here?
Because I've just seen the same story play out with Speediness so many times, especially around two turns. I don't think he's a pure two-turn horse. I think his main game is going 7 furlongs or a one-turn mile. I think 6 furlongs last time for him was a little too short, but I think a mile and an eighth is a little too long. It happens all the time. He always looks like the lowest speed on paper. He has a big lead, and he always gets caught. So he can beat me. I'm cutting costing my ticket in half by cutting him, and I'm counting on Film Star who get the job done.
All right. Now, by contrast, that's the native dancer, the Heavenly Cause, which is race six. This is a mile for fillies and mares. You got well, just about everybody. Not quite everybody, but just about everybody. Give us the kind of 30,000 foot overview.
Yes, of the 11 programmed entries in here, I have 7 on my ticket. Now, it's worth noting 3 of these horses, the 1 Ballantin, the 3 Malibu Moonshine, and the 7 Take the Money Honey are cross-entered on Sunday at Law. Both the 3 and 7 are on my ticket. So if they both end up going on Sunday, you can just take them out.
The 2
and
is
the
also
cost.
cross-centered.
Yes, at Aqueduct.
Aqueduct.
That's
Yep.
correct.
Yep.
So you just take them out and go from there. My top pick, as written, is number 2, Catherine Wheel. But if she ends up not going, I will land with number 8, Royal Spa on top. She had no shot last time out, chasing Irish Maxima, who went gate to wire in the Barbara Fritchie. This is a step down in class. She has good late speed, and I think she'll prefer the 1-2 mile to 7 furlongs.
All right, one other horse worth a note there, Sea Dancer for Brittany Russell. They're kind of on the fence because she ran last week in the Grade 3 Distaff at the Big A. So they've basically said if she's perfect every day, we'll go ahead and run, and if she's not, we're going to sit this one out. So possibility of up to 4 or 5 of your horses coming off that ticket. We'll see how that plays out. Race 7's the Priminetta, 6 furlongs for fillies and mares. You got 4 in here, John. This is a pretty interesting contest. You got kind of an old class with Disco Ebo, young up and comer with Tipple. Pretty interesting event.
Yeah, so I'm going 4 deep in here, as I noted, taking out everybody who I think is kind of illogical. I don't think number 2, BG Warrior, is going to go, including per the fearless communications director of the MJC, Dan Illman. Number 3, Admiral Hopper. We had some decent races in Florida last fall, but I don't think she's classy enough. And the same is true for number 1, Mudslide, who has been in nice form at Charlestown, but this is a different ball game. You junk those, everybody else looks pretty similar, and just hope to catch a half decent price and go from there.
That will get you to the Frank Whiteley Stakes. That's race 8, 7/8 for the boys going, well, 7/8. Funny thing
There you
about
go.
that. Now, you're going to single in here, and we'll talk about this horse. We'll show some film of this. This is Worcester for Brittany Russell, a former Bob Baffert trainee. This one has 2 wins and 2 seconds since coming into the Russell barn.
I've been excited about this horse for a long time. He looked very sharp in victory 2 starts back in a very solid second level field. He sat off the pace, made a very nice move from well out of it, and won going away. He ran a big figure. He ran a 95 on the Brisnet scale after running a 96 3 starts ago. In fact, Sheldon Russell thought enough of him to travel up to Aqueduct with him for the stymie in his last start. He was a strong closing second that day behind Bake Frenzy. Outfinished Coastal Mission, the very classy West Virginia bred. Didn't run quite as big a figure as he usually does, but it was nonetheless a contending mark in this group. He's taking a drop in class here. He's proven that he loves his track. His only defeat on the surface came 4 starts ago when he was coming off a year-plus layoff. I think he's very strictly the one to beat.
Now, let me ask you this. Obviously, he's kind of looks like the class of the field. The stymie looks to be okay. Bank Frenzy came back to win another stake last week. Um, no speed in here, but for the 5 horse Bartlett, are you worried about Bartlett getting loose?
A little bit, and I could be talked into using him on a backup ticket, especially if the Heavenly Cause ends up scratching down and we have a lot of room to maneuver. Bartlett has won 4 out of his last 5 starts on dirt, last 2 of them in gate to wire style around 2 turns. He hasn't raced this year, so he might need a start or 2, but as you said, he is, I think, the most logical alternative if you want to try and beat Worcester.
Speed of the speed, and speed often kills. So that's for John Service, Frankie Pennington named there. That is the Frank Whiteley Stakes, which is kind of the feature of the day. And then you go 4 deep to close the card, which is a 25 never win 2 for fillies and mares going 7/8.
Typically baffling numbers of 2 contests to close out the day. I mean, I could be talked in to using all 7 of these. I think all of them have some kind of a chance.
This race
My
wide open.
Yeah, my very slight top pick is number 4, Star Venezuelan, who's taking a drop in class after a decent showing last time out. But it's basically just a matter of get the 2 singles home, then cast a very wide net here, and just hope for the best.
Hope for the best indeed. All right, John, we'll put your ticket back up again here. Last thoughts as we look at your 50 cent pick five, 12% takeout ticket.
Well, as I said, it's three very wide open races and two horses who I love, both singles who, as we alluded to, are probably not universal singles. So I'm hoping Film Star wins, knocks out a lot of the Speediness fans. I'm hoping Worcester wins, knocks out a lot of the Bartlett fans, or possibly also a Factor It In fans or Circle P fans. If you catch a price in the other three legs, and as we always say, with that 12% takeout, it's always an overlaid price.
Always an overlaid price. You ought to be in marketing for the track.
Yeah,
All
don't know
right.
if it's probably out there.
That's it. We'll call Bill up. Hey, Bill, we got an idea for you. All right, that's going to do it here. Late pick five at Laurel starts in race five, 12% takeout, four stakes. John's got a playable ticket. Good luck, everybody. Good luck, John.